Chrome
That's a good
tab.
idea.
Okay. I'll do the
Well, I
watermark.
think Dr. Stedman's back in. Are you back in, Dr. Stedman? He hung up on the phone. He must be. Okay.
Okay. So can you all
Oh,
see
I
it
see
now?
you. I see you. I see
Okay.
you.
All
Okay.
right. Let
So have
me.
you already claimed your account through Watermark?
Yes, I did that a few weeks ago when it first came through. Let me see. Are you
Okay,
still
so
able?
go right there to where it says Taskstream by Watermark, log in.
Mm-hmm.
Left.
Oh God, now it's saying it's open somewhere else. Okay, wait, maybe.
Now it's real funny. Now I'm going to tell you in Taskstream, when you're finished, you must log out. If you don't log out, then the
Yeah.
next time you go back in, it's going to tell you you're already in
Mm-hmm.
and and it's going to make you log out and log back in. So you need to always make sure that you log out. And I have never had a problem. Like I've always, like if I inadvertently forget, whatever, I've
Mm-hmm.
always been able to go back and get back in. But
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Lamb says that there are times that you have to wait like 24 hours. There you go, Tara. I see your competency folio. Go ahead, click on that.
Okay. And that's what happens every time I click.
Okay, can you go back, like a back arrow, whatever?
Yes.
Okay, don't click on the arrow. Click
Okay.
on like web preview. Let's see what happens down there.
Well, okay, there we go.
Do you see it? Because I don't see it.
Oh,
I still see Tara Lewis competency folio.
okay. I'm sorry. Okay, because I'm only sharing in tabs. I'm sorry.
Right,
Let
that's
me
okay. That's
see.
okay. But did that do it when you clicked on web preview?
Yes, are you able to see it now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. So I'll
That's
just click
awesome.
that.
You're in there. That's good. Yay. Thank you for doing that, Tara, because somebody else has already texted that you or chatted that they had the same issue. So
Okay, good.
that
Good.
solved that for more than just you. So Tara, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is awesome. Yay. Good,
Okay.
good, good. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. That was well worth our time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, you have to publish and share. So that is part of what you will do is publish and share. That is right. Correct. So, okay, I am going to assume that most of us have gotten through that part. So that would be good. So I am going to go ahead and again, because Zoom is so persnickety, if you don't just, whatever. But I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and hopefully this will come through if it doesn't. So just go to your internship shell, whether you're 698, 62 or 64, it does not matter. Go to content and this is week 5. So if you'll go down to week 5, you'll just see that that we have your clinical internship requirements spring 2025 right here. So if you can't see what I'm reading, let me know, please unmute. But in your competency folio, in your folios and web pages, so when you go to Taskstream to the purple bar, you're going to choose competency folio that you created, which is what we just looked at. You're going to choose your competency. So we're going to go ahead and start with communication. That's the top one. That is one that you will also do in task 5 of your AAPSL. So we're going to go ahead and start with that one. You need to read those instructions for the competency. You're going to look at the 3 requirements. It's going to ask about a digital learning evidence. I'm giving this to you sort of as an overview. We'll go look at this in just a second. You're going to have to insert a brief narrative describing your experience, and that needs to be labeled appropriately. And then you're going to have an artifact. And an artifact is a thing, Thing, and you need to have that also labeled appropriately. The labels are going to be the season, the year, and the evidence. So like for communication, you're going to say season, that's spring, year, that's 2025, and the evidence you're going to have is AAPSL. So if we go to, and tell me if this doesn't switch over to, well, let's see, let's not do that. Let's go back here. Let's go back to week 4, because I had this in here for last week. and I want you to look at this Competency Folio example. This is a Nara Henderson's from quite a while ago, and it is so funny because about 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a Stephen Covey training, and we had to pair up with people. If you don't see Anara's Competency Folio, please unmute and let me know, and I'll stop sharing and reshare. But we were at a training, we had to pair up with people. I didn't know anybody there, whatever. I paired up with this person and we handed each other's cards over. And I said, "Oh, Anara Henderson, I think I know you." She said, "Well, you must, because you're the only person who's ever said my name correctly." And so then it dawned on me, oh, it's your Competency Folio that we use all the time. I had never met her before. It was so funny. But so, for instance, I talked about communication, and we have Anara's in here for you. You can look at the example. So in the instructions I gave you, it says, first of all, read. You're going to have to respond over the course of a year. So from now until December of 2025 to 3 evidences: the AAPSL, the PSYOP, or something that's open-ended. Okay, well, let's think about this. One of these 3, AAPSL, PSYOP, or open-ended. We know that we're working on the AAPSL right now. So we can go ahead and choose AAPSL as our submission for this semester. Now you'll do the PSYOP whichever semester, whether it's summer or fall, that you do your PSYOP, you'll do that then. And then the semester that you don't do AAPSL or PSYOP, you're going to put an open-ended in there. And it says,
Hamilton, they
yes,
actually will do open-ended next semester and PSYOP their last semester.
thank you, Dr. Stedman, because I don't ever know where all those things fall. Thank you, thank you. So you must satisfy the following digital learning competency. Now, digital learning is an important thing. Most of them say you have to give evidence of a digital learning competency, but not all of them. So promote and model positive digital citizenship, as well as practice policies for communication and collaboration with stakeholders to ensure responsible, effective digital teaching and learning practices throughout the school processes. Effectively listens to others. This is communication. Clearly and effectively presents and understands information orally and in writing, acquires, organizes, analyzes, interprets, maintains information needed to achieve the school of team of 21st century objectives. So you'll see that Anara, in her AAPSL, she did hers in the fall of 2017. Yours is going to say spring 2025, and then you're going to say AAPSL. And you'll see that she has made a brief description right here. She says the ability to effectively communicate is among the most important competencies that an administrator can have. Effective communication is inclusion of speaking, listening, and writing, and is related to the acquisition, organization, analysis, interpretation, and maintenance of information. This skill is necessary for the success of 21st century leaders. Each of the analysis and action plan for student learning AAPSL tasks are well aligned to the development of communication competence. During this semester, I've hosted meetings by setting agendas and facilitating PLC meetings. Okay, that's good. So she didn't count that as a digital learning, but you see the ones that she did subsequently count. She highlighted digital learning as a part of her label in yellow. So that is her brief description for AAPSL. So that's all you're going to do this whole semester for this, is something similar to this. And then if you scroll on down, you'll see that she has her artifact or her thing, right? So here is an upload, and your upload must be a Word document or a PDF. And you'll see right here the upload on the AAPSL for Communication Fall 2027. And she uploaded this, something that aligns with what her brief narrative was. So she talked about having PLCs for the AAPSL. So here you'll see that she had an agenda that helped communicate and have effective communication in her PLCs. So she uploaded that there. And so that is what she put there as her artifact. So you will have your brief description of how you have had experience with the 21st century communication, or 21st century competency of communication. If you'll have a brief description of that experience, and then you must attach a thing, an artifact that proves that you had that experience, that you are competent in this competency. And if you'll remember that last week, we talked about that as school administrators, we must be proficient in all 21 of the competencies. So you're going to have a brief description, and then you're going to have an uploaded attachment. Now, and Janique, I see your hand, so I'm going to just finish this one thing, then I'm going to get you, okay? So you'll notice that all 21 competencies are listed down the side. You're going to do all 21. You'll make one submission this semester. Then in the summer, you'll make a submission. And then in the fall, you'll do your final submission. You'll see right here at the bottom that you have the digital learning competencies. You don't submit anything there, nothing. But that is just an exemplar of what those competencies are. Mid-semester for your internship log, you're going to upload and show me that you have 100 hours mid-semester. And then at the end of the semester, you're going to upload there as well your 200 hours. So all of that is going to go right there together. And so you have the example under week 4, then under week 5, you have what those requirements are, and this that's just like a little overview for you about go to Taskstream, like make sure you label and things like that. So we already looked at that. And then you also have a little PDF about the competency of communication. So I'm asking that you go ahead and submit your communication entry into Taskstream by next Wednesday, February 26th at 5 o'clock. I'm just asking that you do one, right? So what you can do if you want to is you can talk about that you emailed your administrator asking for permission to conduct a PLC. And you can, if you want to, talk about that. You could also count that as your digital learning competency. And if you did that, you would highlight digital learning in yellow as a part of your label. And so you'll just write a brief narrative, and this just tells you about communication. This talks about things that 21st century competencies can include. And just some examples for artifacts could be your email to principal asking for permission for the PLC, any kind of school-wide parent communication like expectations, safety, and then the creation of an agenda or presentation in a staff meeting or a PLC like Anera had done. So just make sure that, go ahead and get that first one, communication, in only one by next Wednesday so that I can go ahead and give you feedback before you do more than one. Now, when you do communication in your Taskstream, you are going to have to ask for feedback from me. If you don't publish and share and then ask for feedback from me on your communication, I'm not going to be able to see it. So make sure that you ask for that feedback, and please do not ask for feedback from all 21 competencies. Just ask feedback from communications, because if you ask for all 21 competencies, then I have to make a comment on all 21 to be able to clear that out. And that's going to take me a hot minute. So let's not do that. Let's just ask for feedback on communications. I just want you to do one, so that I can check and make sure that that you're on the right track, that you have a clear understanding, no misunderstandings or whatever before you work on the rest of them. And we'll sort of chunk them up for you. Janique, I saw your hand raised.
Yes, you answered my question. I was
Oh,
struggling
good.
to find the example, but when you wrapped it up, you went back and showed it. So
Oh,
thank you.
good. I'm so glad. Good. Jacob, I see your hand.
How do we submit the request for feedback?
It's in there. Once you put it in there, you'll see where it asks when you publish and share. It's going to pop up a whole bunch of professors' names, and you're going to choose my name, okay? And you're going to just choose like just communication. And I'm sorry I can't show you an example because you saw I don't have an account, so I can't go in and do that. So
Okay, thank you.
have that. Okay.
And Jacob and Megan, I saw Megan had asked a question about that too.
Okay.
This is a good time. You're making connections with your Zoom team. If there's something that somebody in your Zoom team knows, that you call somebody and just say, if you're having help each other out, with
Mhm.
these kinds of things. Okay.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Dr. Stedman, Dr. Revis.
Hey, Jamie has her hand raised.
Okay.
Jamie?
How do we know if we've shared it with you?
You'll know, you have to choose my name and then it says submit or something like that. And I will get back to you pretty quickly. So to let you
I
know, and
think I
will
did,
have,
though.
yeah, oh, you think you already have?
I think I did the other day when I created it, if I did it right.
Well, you have to actually do communications, and did you do that already?
No, I thought when we created it, we shared it with you.
You do, but then each time you submit something, you have to request feedback or whatever, or share with me your feedback or something like that with me. And so when you do that, then it dings me and lets me know. So you just right now, I don't think I have anything. I'm searching right now. Spring 2025. I don't have anything right now. So you just once you put your stuff in, like when you do communications, you'll request feedback. Once you request feedback, then I'll be able to see it, but I can't see anything yet.
Dr. Hamilton, you have saved up to the point that I lost connection, right?
I have.
Okay. I hope that I have not lost our first half. However, it's not all in vain. I have saved the same thing from a previous semester. So you'll see different faces on there. It won't matter. It'll be the same message. So if for some reason I can't retrieve because we've got ice here. And the power went completely off for a while. But I will use from a previous semester, and what you will need to do is just fast forward till you find the task 4 presentation. It'll be Dr. Revis and me again, because we've teamed together for several years now. So just fast forward, and it'll be the same message that you'll hear in there. We may have said some things differently, but it'll all mean the same thing. So we'll try to figure that out after we close class up. So
Dr. Stedman,
Dr. Revis,
what we did not do is give people opportunity to ask questions, clarifying questions on task 4.
right.
So we've still got to do that.
Yeah, before they do that though, Dr. Revis, I want to put a disclaimer in there. We realize this is a lot in a short time, and some of you are going to be due to the weather. Some of you are going to, and a lot of this is independent work right now. So a lot of independent work that you're going to be working on until you have to meet with your team on some stuff, and then you get their input. You can also virtually meet with them if you have to, if you're out of school for some reason. But you probably will not be able to meet with administration by the end of this week and get this done. So what you will do, if you're not able to do that, you will still turn your work in complete on Sunday night, except for the presentation to administration, and then you will put a disclaimer in there, highlight it for Dr. Revis and me, and say, I have a meeting scheduled with my administration on Monday, blah, blah, blah. And that's when you will go back and add that. You will not get, we'll send it back. If you did perfect work, you'll get a 40 until you send it back. And then, if everything's in there, you'll get your 50 on that, and we'll move on. But we realize that you probably, many of you will not have a chance because of how detailed this is to meet with your administration. Some of you may be able to, but we're giving you that reprieve in there. And we know that part may not be complete when you turn it in on Sunday, but everything else needs to be complete on it. Okay. So Dr. Revis, I'll let you take the questions now.
Okay. I see Kelsey Sweet. Kelsey, what's your question about task 4?
My question was actually about Taskstream.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
Sorry, I have a cold.
That's okay.
When we're uploading, so if we use the email to our principal about starting our PLC, do we add it as a text and image? Do we add it as an attachment? I'm a little lost.
Okay, so last week we watched a video from Dr. Lamb, and that is in week 4 of your internship in
And Kelsey,
Blackboard.
right, and Kelsey, remember you have that same video in your resources as well.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Yes, and so we watched that video, and what was your question, Kelsey? Ask me that again.
I said when you're looking at uploading, it's saying like add like as a text and image, as a slideshow.
I
Or
think he said, and I want you to go back and look at his video, but I think he said upload it as an attachment is what I think he said.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Other questions? Anything about task 4?
I have a question, just for
Go ahead, Shannon. How are you?
Good, how are you? So
Good.
if our principal is on our PLC team, we don't have to make that presentation to present to him. We just
Just put a
state that he's on it.
yes. Just put a disclaimer in there saying since my principal was part of my PLC, a separate presentation was not necessary.
Yes.
Okay, thank
You
you.
want to make that explicit that your principal did see it, was a part of it, because the evaluator will count off if you don't have in there that your principal was a part of that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Danielle?
Yes, my question is about task 4. What specific areas need the 3 sources? So I have building efficacy, minimum of 3 sources, strategies for sustained growth, minimum of 3 sources. But I think you mentioned there were 9 total.
Right. Well, let's put it this way. Anything that you're having to do research on, a minimum of 3 sources. Some of the things may not require research, and we wouldn't require, to do that. You'll know when you're doing the work, Danielle, but if it requires research, then a minimum of 3 sources.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Amy?
I had a question about the activities that go in our action plan. Can holding PLCs and reviewing our progress monitoring towards our goals be part of the activities?
Dr. Revis, what do you think about that? Because if you're doing it on a regular basis anyway, how is that going to be something different in your plan of action? If you do this on a regular basis anyway.
I don't usually meet with this group of teachers regularly.
Okay, then yes.
Okay.
Then yes, that would work. Yeah. Okay.
Dana?
Is that
I just wanted to make sure that I had, because my principal is on my PLC team, that goes under prompt 2 in that first section, correct? Where we explicitly acknowledge that our principal was a part of our PLC?
that's where you do your data, your
Yes.
presentation, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
First thing in prompt 2.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
And guys, we usually say take away all yellow highlighting, but to make sure that your that the evaluator that's not Dr. Revis and me sees that, I really don't mind when that's the case. I don't mind you highlighting that so that they can actually see it. Do you, Dr. Revis?
Well, yeah, it'll be easier for us as well.
Yeah. I would say to point it out and make it easy.
Yes.
Put that disclaimer, highlight it in yellow, and we will not make you take that out. Okay.
No other questions?
I don't have any questions, but I do apologize. My internet went out 3 times in this adventure, so I apologize for popping in and out.
That's
Oh,
okay.
no
A
problem.
lot of people's having the same problem. So
No problem.
That's right. And Dr. Stedman, I will
I,
render this video and
I
send
led the
them.
problem. Do what, Dr. Hamilton?
I'll render my half of the video and I will send it to you so you can send both links at the same time, okay?
If you check to see if for some reason, a lot of times, because both of you are considered co-host, a lot of times it will, if something happens like this, it will actually transfer to one of you possibly.
Okay.
It
I'll
just in
send
case,
it.
so just look and see.
I will. I'll go ahead and render it and send you my link so
Okay.
that you can send it to everyone, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good night, everybody, and be safe out there.
Good night.
Good
Okay, bye-bye.
night. Bye-bye. Thank you for everything.
I have a power line across the road from me. It's just hanging.
Oh,
It's
no,
like
that's terrible.
it's like it's hanging just like that.
That is terrible. Just terrible.
Dr. Stedman, I've got a quick question.
Okay, Jordan.
I've been working on task 4 a little bit, so
Okay.
I'm looking ahead kind of at task 5.
Okay.
On the course calendar, it shows that the task 5 draft is due next Friday. Is that correct?
That's right, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we need to be able. Only I'm going to look at yours, and only Dr. Revis is going to look at her students. That doesn't go in for peer review, and that gives you time to do any editing to it before Sunday when it's due for final grade. The last task is actually, and we're going to talk about it this coming next week. But you work on ahead, and it actually is not anything like the other work that you've been doing, and it'll be much easier to do. You'll be okay.
Okay, because where I'm struggling, we will finally get details on it and guidance on it on Wednesday night in class, and that leaves us 0 turnaround. I'm going to advocate for my other classmates here. That will give us 0 turnaround.
Yeah, but we've got some flexibility with that, so don't worry about it, okay?
Okay, because there's sections in there that appear just at first glance when I was looking at it earlier that it will have research as well.
No,
So
there's no research on that. None.
Okay.
That's going to be research you've already done that you're going to reiterate there.
Okay. So it's not new research because it's just kind of a quick
and it's the first 12 of the 21 competencies.
Jordan, I promise you, I've seen your work ethic. You're going to knock this out in no time.
Okay, because I just want to be transparent with it. Like when I do research, I like to do it correctly and not just stop at the first source. But when, like with this task 4, we're just getting the details that we need.
Right.
I thought we just needed 3 for that entire section, so I've got a lot of work to go back and redo. So,
but you just go back, keep what you've got, and just add to it. That's all you've got to do. When I say that's all you've got to do, that's what you'll need to do. But task 5, don't you stress over that.
That's not new research.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you for the clarification there. That talked me off the ledge a little bit.
Yeah, and if you need to call me during the day, anytime, call me, Jordan, okay?
Okay, all right, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Good night, Jordan. Thank you for everything.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Dr. Stedman, I will render this video as quickly as I can.
Okay. Well, I'm going to end and hope that it.
And how is Kathy? I do want to know.
She's doing much better.
She's fine.
Yes. Today has been a good day. So, but thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
But anyway, have y'all got bad weather?
Yes, we have rain, and it's supposed to be freezing rain tonight. We ended up coming down more on us than we anticipated. So about 2:45 today, we had a 2-hour delay tomorrow, and about 2:45 today, we called a remote day.
We had to do the same thing, yes.
Which is our last remote day, but we had our 2 restarts, didn't have one left, so they're just out tomorrow. It's just, it's just been a day, but it's fine. They're not paying me enough for this job.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
That's all I can say.
I can agree. But anyway, okay, let me see if this is going to work then.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.